Let's see, I guess I'm quite good to go. Right, guys, and welcome. This is We Heart Raider 3, and we are now on map Battle Base Beta. It should be quite different to see after like maybe dozens of Infinity Isle games, but now finally we get to see some variety. And it starts with the Battle Base Beta. And now we going to see a new contester. This is Blue Soviets Obiek against Orange Empire. This is Alvin Tay. So I don't need to introduce Albante because recently all of the videos is having at least him playing on one of the sides, but the Obiek is quite a new face here. I know him, I don't know him a lot, but I know that he plays Soviets mainly, and he is quite a confident player. He knows what is he doing. He has some build orders, some counter build orders and stuff, and probably we will see one of them. Now he starts with barracks. Two flag troopers are already en route, immediately intercept the dojo core coming right up, and nice toggling to flag mines for getting rid of the dojo core immediately. Also, I think he used the cash
All
bounty.
right,
Yep,
flak
he
cannon.
did. A quick cashback and very early of using the cash bounty to maximize the amount of cash that he can accumulate by the ability is quite nice. Now, so many infantry is now be poured to the midsection of the map. I mean, Obiek is no joke, and even though there is an Imperial warrior rushing with the katana, he doesn't care. He says, like, I want this garrison. It's going to be mine, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, also, surplus of birds are also coming right up to try to find some idle Imperial warriors to force them into beam katana. Now, trades are being done. Maybe he doesn't really need to do that trade. Quite aggressive opening, I have to say, immediately targeting the oil lyric, not that bad. On the meantime, Alvin is going for the very late mecha bag, coming right up with a third refinery. I am quite unsure if Obiek knows this. I think he will probably know because it's quite a late mecha bag. And oops, I can't speak. Up until right now, Alvin should have his second Tengu, but now there is Tengu, and he Obiek is not still suspecting that he started with three refinery cores. On the meantime, quite map control coming right up from the Obiek. He is now having a good amount of vision, which is quite nice. Even though most of the attacks are coming right up directly, oftentimes you want to see some spots over here and maybe here. I mean, this garrison is going to serve a good point for scouting any kind of tank harassment. In the meantime, right now, MCV redeploys going for the third refinery. The only issue is Obiek doesn't have any kind of production. So if Alvin tries to go for, let's say, if he had a dedicated build for Tank Buster Surprise, I think it will be heavily effective. Right now, Obiek doesn't have a crane, so he cannot stop or prevent the Tank Busters to do any kind of damage to these oil refineries. Right now, he's just spamming the walls to build some blockade. The good news is this sentry gun can actually effectively handle a couple Tengus, so that's actually nice. First terror drone is already out. I think he will try to bait it. Also, cash bounty once again used on the oil derrick to get a sweet 500 cash boost, but I think it's going to be wasted. All right, not going to be wasted. Tank Buster Surprise with, I'm sorry, Tank Busters with sudden transport is already en route. I think he's trying to find a good location, and this will be the perfect spot for it. Although, I mean, these buildings are highly. Oh, interception has already been done. Refinery now is under assault, but quickly intercepted. Now, I think. Oh, okay, very nice. MCV is going to crush this Tengu rightfully and destroying it immediately. On the meantime, Alvin is trying to escort his tank busters, securing them perfectly. A very early Imperial dogs. Probably this is for make a buffer point against a terror drone infection. On the meantime, we have only War Factory, and the first thing that we see is Sickle coming right up. Actually, we have three Sickles already. A hefty investment, if you say, but now Alvin is effectively blocked over here. I mean, his mobility is now severely limited. He has to preserve some units over here, or otherwise, all of the units are here is going to die with the conscripts, and that's a terrible way to handle any kind of harassment. On the meantime, Stingray is coming right up to deal some damage to this ore collector, and I think it's effectively destroying it now. The Stingray, I think, ran out of his usefulness. Maybe go over here to prevent the Yari to take it down, because Yari is already right up, and it's going to be quite sad the case for this Stingray. the meantime, dealing as much as damage it could, but now conscripts are trying to do some damage, but two Tangos guarding here is actually effectively stopping them. These wolves are still here, so that's actually good news. On the meantime, 3 sickles are actually heavily dealing damage to this collector. I mean, Alvin is losing his second collector, and on the meantime, Obiek already established his third refinery. More wolves are coming right up, but I think he realizes that he can't handle this kind of harassment. Unfortunately, this garrison had only 1 conscript in there, and I don't know if Obiek microwaved it because all of these tank busters seem to have full HP. Now, this could be a very good moment to have some maybe Crusher Crane, but now Sickles have arrived, and these tank busters are taking lots of damage. Microplay coming right up from Obiek. I guess 2 of the Sickles with very low HP, they're saved. And some, infection coming right up. And also Alvin is not trying to run away. Is it going to work? No, it's not going to work. You don't need to keep close that much. By the way, I like this move a lot. I mean, the moment that he uses the effectiveness, usefulness of the sickles, he is building Crushing Crate right up to crush all of these sickles to get his sweet cash back after using them. On the meantime, collectors are still finally online. Alvin is now amassing a land army, which I personally believe a bad move because Soviets can, if against Empire, can get... No, wait, do not crush your MCV. Okay, he's not crushing his MCV. Is he going for Tesla push or something? Maybe that's another possibility. So there's a 1 Stingray here sitting idle and absolutely doing nothing. Okay, he's going for expansion. That's nice. Still try to make work of these sickles, but destroying 1 of them. On the meantime, Alvin has that's a solid land army. And the answer that you can give is definitely not hammer tanks. I mean, the hammer tanks can't do anything against this army, I can say. You will definitely need a lot of terror drones and some bears on the meantime. Come on, just please make an airfield. You know that you need an airfield. Now, garrisons are under assault. This is actually quite nice. They're creating a nice buffer point, but unfortunately... Sickle Leap coming right up, but there is no toxic corrosion or anything, so not going to be effective by any way. On the meantime, I mean, Alvin's army now destroying these garrisons, and they didn't even lose their point defense drones yet. But this army is going to be a little bit more, let's say, challenging to hold. And on the meantime, one Tengu is effectively almost being destroyed. Alvin is now making, I guess, a tactical reach. These 2 hammer tanks are coming right up from the worst way possible. Obiek is now trying to regroup his army. Now we have only 5. I mean, this army definitely, 100% needs lots of bears in it, so tank busters become completely useless. Or otherwise, they will be able to deal lots of damage. Maybe a possibility. Come on, just get in the range of the conscripts. No, what's going to happen? Naginata? Oh, wait. Are you... I want to just imagine your plans are foiled in just 1 picture, and that is the refinery core going to this refinery spot. Come on, Alvin. That's very careless of you. And this Stingray is going to be MVP of the game. Yep. That's 600 cashback, and that was actually insane coming from Obiek. I mean, his awareness for the cash bounty is insane. And I don't want to tell this, but up until now, Alvin has lost 2 collectors and 1 refinery. On the meantime, the income is not... there was only 1 way to stop it while here. But up until then, it didn't stall for any kind of seconds. That's actually insane and very good. And 2 Akulas, unfortunately, you're not playing allies, and these are not also destroyed, so they could actually join here. Now, refinery is being sold. MCV is caught red-handed, try to make a path to leave. I think he wants to draw the attention of the units, maybe the unit aggro, so these tsunami tanks can actually take some damage from the torpedoes, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. This also refinery is being blocked long ago. Quite effective countermeasure. Also, this oil collector is staying idle here. Whether things pass and things are right, you can actually escort your collector all over here. On the meantime, VXs just catch these hammer tanks right in middle action, and unfortunately, okay, final blue fog arrived, but the 3 hammer tanks died absolutely for nothing. And That's a not very good thing to do because after all, this is a very capable land army. I mean, right now Alvin doesn't need to rely on the tank busters because some tanks are quite healthy. Tesla coil is being built, but I think it will need more time for this. That's for sure. Now, fighting under the Crusher Crane, I'm quite unsure about this. I mean, not the best thing you would like to do when you're playing. And now Tesla Coil is being built, Beautiful War coming right up, and all of these actually infantry units are being destroyed. Okay, yep. That's actually quite nice to get all of this infantry from back. Now the Navy fight begins, but these tsunami tanks should immediately escort. I mean, they have absolutely no chance against the cooler subs. And even with 2 torpedoes, they even die. And Alban is losing more valuable units on the seas in a very inefficient cost ineffective trades, let's say. Now Naginata finally that's not the best way to use the torpedoes. I mean, half of them even lost to these hillside. Now Aquila is trying to draw in the aggro, but I think the best move here just spam your ultra torpedoes over these Imperial docks to get rid of it, because it will be soon Alvin will react with VXs. He has 3 already. Now the second Naginata cruise just right up, and also satellite drop has been used. Is this tier? Okay, this is still tier 2, so nothing of the value has been lost, that's for sure. Alvin, even though losing his everything on the seas, he is going to make a march on the the core base, which is only defended by one single Tesla coil. And where are your hammer tanks? Did you not replace them? If so, that's going to be unlucky. And this Tengu is just going right up to do some harassment or scouting, I'm not sure, but that was for scouting, and Obieg realized that he has been scouted, just going back to seas immediately. Now, here's the trouble. If these VXs and tsunami tanks make contact, right now it will be defensive, so Akulas have to make a very long... Ooh. Well, the bullfrogs. Okay, the bullfrogs are here. Finally, we get to see some aerial action, and Tomb Blaze are right up here, and knowing that all of the VXs are here, he can actually go over to Tomb Blaze. The only issue is he has still Tengus, so you will definitely need 1 MiG with them. Now Alvin is exacting his revenge and vengeance over this one conscript occupied garrisons. Finally, he is realizing the importance of the view advantage, sight advantage of the object. Alvin is now trying to destroy all of these garrisons to at least negate the advantage he had. Negate the advantage Obiek had this side. If only he can also just fetch a 1 terror drone over this Yari so he can expand over here. That would be something. Now, all of these Akulas are making a very long detour, escorting this MCB longer than it should be. Now, tier 3 action is also coming right up. You can delay the Navy, but you can't delay the land. And this Kingonian Wave Force Artillery is already way too powerful to handle it down. Not to mention the amount of the anti-air units Alvin has. 3 VXs, a couple handful of Tengus. That should be more than enough. On the meantime, we also have Yuriko is on the field. Tesla Coil is zapping the point defense drones of this Tengu. Not that bad now. Ooh, severe damage right coming up. And still somehow, or I don't know how, the Tesla Coil is trying to do the best. Now, I don't know why all of this army is now attacking this garrison point. Is that too important? But now Wave Force Artillery is way too on the front lines. And Yuriko also joining the lines as well. So this blockade here is quite powerful. So no Delta strike or anything. The last Doom Blade is going to be produced, and goodbye to this airfield. I'm not selling it or using cash bounty, but selling the refinery, that's something. Escorting this ore collector very nicely. On the meantime, Alvin is no longer has any kind of pressure on the seas, that's for sure, but I think he is on the verge to lose his main base. I don't think he has anything to stop this. Now Tesla Coil is still trying to do the best, but now Alvin is going to handle it quickly. Okay, that's very nice. Throwing the bears with the bullfrog to draw the auto aggro of the VXs. So now Alvin must manually target these Tomb Blades before targeting the bears, which is quite nice, but now it's hard to detect. Okay, the Yuriko is no longer there. The only issue is anti-air is now severely limited, but on the land, the Wave Force artillery is still online and possessing a huge threat against Obiek. Now, Obiek losing two refineries, immediately replenishing the one of them, which is quite nice. Also, getting the airfield, I'm unsure if we could, but building over here should be much more better. Also, now Crusher Crane is still online. Okay, so right, Yuriko is still alive. Sending King Oni immediately on the front line to handle the base. I mean, it's going to be sold anyway. The only issue is you can't handle this army with a handful of the terror drones. There are so many things here can clear out the terror drones. The first thing is Wave Force Artillery can quickly remove the terror drones. The second thing is I think the ability of the Yuriko can actually also stop the infected units as well. Now, this Yuriko could actually maybe bring down one of the Tomb Blades, but no. And Alvin is losing everything he had in terms of anti-air, and unfortunately, this army is now under the mercy of the rockets of the Tomb Blade. And right now, one of the units is going to get a fat veterancy, and that's going to be the Tomb Blade on the left. Now, there are only three units on the base. So many Tengus are en route, by the way. Now, I hope you had a good amount of anti-air you have stocked. Fortunately, that's not going to be the case, but now bullfrogs are going to do the best. But there's only one bullfrog left, so that's another problem. Luckily, this King Oni is immediately stopped, so these Tengus are going to die. I mean, take a lot of damage before transforming again. Fortunately, there... Oh, come on, there is nothing here. And losing the Crusher Crane should not be good. Switching to target, now Obiek wants to get rid of this King Oni so this Terror Drone can be cut loose and try to... Ooh, Akula suddenly comes to the rescue and dealing as much as damage to these Tengus. So many Tengus are actually being just dying for absolutely nothing. For just taking down two Tomb Blades. I mean, this Bullfrog is now just going for a happy trigger and taking down all of these Tengus. There are only two Tengus left from that massive cloud of Tengu. And the production is now not very good in the terms. I mean, Alvin is playing this game in 2.5 refinery, not even bothering to replace this low HP collector. Maybe this is it deliberately done by the Obiek. I don't know. But now he cannot just replenish his units very quickly as he thought he could. I mean, he lost so much attempts for the expansion and losing one more refinery. So he's now on 3 refineries only. This Yari is going to be try to be useful. There's a Tesla coil already there. So, okay, he is quite mindful, positioning the Yari in a way that it could actually attack. But, I mean, soon enough, I think there will be one terror drone out there and just handle this Yari altogether. Maybe you shouldn't have attacked this collector, I have to say. I mean, when he replenishes it, it will grant him more economy. Now, once again, what we see here, 2 EXs, handful of Tengus, not that bad. And also, he forgets this Striker EX as well. On the meantime, Yuriko is also joining the front lines. I don't know how much necessary was that, again. Now, this Blade almost going to take it down, but now balloon bombs, I'm unsure. I think he's going to make a sacrifice to try to take down this... Oh, one Tengu already just sneaking over there. And Tankbuster Surprise is used in a very good location. Now, so many MiGs are on the field, so that's something this collector is being idle. I wonder what is the cash status of both of the players. I will be checking right up now. Tankbusters try to deal as much as damage, but they have been found a little bit wanting. I mean, this amount of damage is not going to be good enough, and this... Yari unfortunately dies immediately. This base is now completely forfeited, and now it's just like 3, 2, 1 refinery. And suddenly the ties have changed. The only good thing is Obiek has 3,000 cash just right away ready. So these collectors, when you're playing against Soviets, you should actually take some time to destroy them as well. This MCV could be also, after building the Crusher Crane, should be repositioned better. So that will be better for him, because I think Yuriko can over here can snipe this building immediately. In the meantime, Desert to Delta Strike is being used on this collector, and Alvin is a little bit irresponsive. I think he believes he's going to win this game no matter what's going to happen, so he doesn't care about the condition of his core collector. Repositioning the army over here, and this Is he using the collectors first? Okay, no. This is the fourth collector, and I hope this collector survives so Obia can get a nice cashback. On the meantime, MCV is now going on the top to rebuild on the base, but I think what he definitely needs is some units. More units on the land, more units on the air, more units in the sea, on the sea. Now Yuriko is now coming right up with bolster steps and going to destroy this crusher crane once again. This, oh no, come on, this is the bullfrog with the star accuracy. Shouldn't have lost. Now, what? What had happened? I think a graphical bug or anything. But now Wobiek, unfortunately, losing his aerial superiority. Now what he has is, where's the MCV? Okay, MCV is here. Well, I want to see the cash. Okay, Obiak has 8,000 cash, and Alvin is scraping by barely. I mean, he is investing in units, but unfortunately, can't say the same for the Obiak. He unfortunately has no production, and he's going to lose his super reactor very soon enough. On the meantime, Akula is trying to be lucky to find if Alvin expanded over there, but quite unlucky because I mean, dying with loss of cash is not the best thing. What can happen to you when you're playing the game? It's just a solid reminder that well, you should have spent your money better. But anyway, I mean, GG for both of our players. Um, I wonder what could Obiek do if he had airfield. I think maybe going for the double spam for the Tomb Blade and a mix will settle the game because after all, there was only land, there was only Eureka on the land. So, but in a map with so many, I mean, so much terrain goes through the sea, you can't really utilize the V-axis. So you will force your opponent to build Tengus. That's something good when you're playing against Empire or anti-air. And on the late game, I don't think Empire can hold any kind of air. Maybe against allies, but not against Soviets, that's for sure. But anyway, GG for both of our players. Hopefully, we will see more. And yep, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. I actually enjoyed the cast. And finally, we get to see more faces because, honestly speaking, I was getting tired and let's say disappointed about seeing only Alvin Tay games. And I don't mind about the casting, but I have to say a few of you will probably get bored of it to see the same faces all over again and all on the same map. Not a big deal for me, but it could be a big deal for you. So feel free to leave a like or leave a comment if you liked my casting or the video as well. And consider subscribing, that helps me a lot. Until then, take care, guys.